The personal marketing mailing that you can send based on the purchasing behavior of customers is very popular. In this way, you can very easily offer extra service. For example, a step-by-step plan for lighting your barbecue, or the difference between direct and indirect grilling after purchasing of a barbecue. After purchasing that barbecue, you can of course send these tips, but don't forget the additional sales. These customers have great interest in that special barbecue cover, tongs and other accessories to make barbecuing even more fun. After logging into personal marketing, go to Recipes in the menu and then click New Recipe at the top right. Here you can select the third block when a customer purchased a certain product. Then a new recipe will open, but I will show you the demo version I've set up for you. Here you see the start screen for composing emails. This page or tab is the same for every type of mailing. You start here by entering the name of the recipe. Again, you can set up the name with a combination of the name of your company, the topic, and the month and year, so you can always find it back later. The product group you can leave blank. The profile. Here you can select an existing profile by choosing it at the bar, at the arrow, or you can create a new profile on the spot. Then you select a new profile, and if you scroll down, you can enter all your settings, and when you click submit, your new profile will appear in this box. Also consider the possible combinations. In the next step, you will choose the relevant product group. So in this step, you can still create variations in the profile, such as only customers with a balance of a certain amount or higher, so that you can give this group the idea to exchange their balance for a discount on that barbecue cover that they would like to have with it. If you click Next Step, you will move on to the Products tab. There's only one field to fill in here, the existing product group. I created a separate video for creating a product group, so check that out first if you have no idea how to create it. Here you can manage to create your own product group. After completing this, you can select it in this area. It is also possible to enter multiple product groups, for example, charcoal barbecues plus gas barbecues. If you go to Next Step, you arrive at the tab Moments. Here you can start formatting the mailing. If you click on Add Moment, the entry fields will appear. First, you will select a send moment. You can do this on a fixed date, as you can see in the example that I've made for you. And here you can select a certain date. There's a calendar coming up where you can pick or choose whatever you like. This is useful, for example, if you've sold a fruit tree and you want to send a reminder on a certain date to give extra nutrition, or if it's the time of the year to prune. In addition to sending on a fixed date, you can also choose to send your email a few hours after the purchase. That is this button. The minimum always has to be 2 because there's some time needed between the selling point in Retail Vista and the connection to product. The email sending in personal marketing. After buying that fruit tree, it's of course nice to immediately receive an email in your inbox with a step-by-step description with the best way to plant it, for example. The third option you have is sending it out a number of days after the moment of sale. For example, a month after purchasing your barbecue, it might be nice to receive the best barbecue recipe for the tastiest burgers from a grill expert. For this email, we go with this option. If you add the email, the various entry fields will appear. You will see the 4 entry fields: the subject, the content box, the opening text, and the closing text. The opening text appears first in the subject line of the inbox, so if there are any characters left, then the subject of the email will follow. So think about it carefully. The opening text should really be a teaser. Put something here that makes the reader want to click the email and open it. For example, I put here, enjoy your Samio Kulkas forever. I always use the closing text for the next informative sentence. You are receiving this email since you have a registered loyalty card from this and this location. This reminds them that it is not a spam email and that they have signed up for it themselves. Now about the content. You can fill this in the large box in the middle with different text composing tools here at the top. I often include an image
sometimes formatted in Canva or Photoshop. You can enter an image by clicking the picture icon. You can browse and you can upload it to your folder. Make sure that you always lock this ratio and enter a width of 500 pixels for your image to come out the best way. If you want a more playful layout, you can also work with different tables. You can, for example, insert a table with 2 columns, 2 rows. Always use the width of 500 pixels. And if you enter a border size of 0, you will see no lines. Then in the different type of boxes, you can vary between images and text. In this section, I've set here an example, some tips after purchasing your plant. But this is the section where you will give the customers, for example, a step-by-step plan for planting that fruit tree they just bought. You can send them a nice discount on extra products. For example, valid within 2 weeks after the purchase date to get them back into the garden center again. Or, for example, you can send them inspiration about the latest interior collection in the garden center after purchasing a home interior item. Under these 4 fields, you can set a time. For example, if you want the mailing to be sent in the morning rather than in the end of the afternoon, or perhaps maybe early in the evening. Make sure you leave the time range very wide, because with large numbers of emails, the system may need some extra time to process everything. So do not set 10 o'clock and 10:15, but just leave the second time block at midnight. When you have finished formatting your email, you can click on Send Preview at the top. A preview will be sent to your inbox where you can view the mailing and make adjustments as much as you want. Are you sure of your preview after adjusting a few times? Then just save the mailing again, just to be sure, and activate it in the list of recipes by setting here the button to on in the first column. Please note the date and time should always be in the future. For example, if you've been working on a mailing and it is set for Tuesday around 10 and you finally activate it on that same Tuesday at 10:30, the mailing will not be sent.
This was the second video about the layout of a mailing. Here we give various examples of how you can use this mailing, and you know how to set up the mailing yourself. In the following video, I'll tell you how you can set up a personal marketing mailing based on the visiting behavior of your customers.